We do know that the Secret Service erased text messages from January 5th and January 6th, 2021. Now that came according to a letter given to the January 6th committee, and it happened to be reviewed by the Intercept. According to our former TYTer, Ken Klippenstein, we know this. The letter was originally sent by the Department of Homeland Security Office of Inspector General to the House and Senate Homeland Security committees. Though the Secret Service maintains that the text messages were lost as a result of a device replacement program, the letter says the erasure took place shortly after oversight officials requested the agency's electronic communications. It's unclear from the letter whether all of the messages were deleted or just some. Department officials have also pushed back on the Oversight Office's records request by arguing that the records must first undergo review by DHS attorneys, which has delayed the process and left unclear if the Secret Service records would ever be produced. This really seems to say a lot because the federal government, law enforcement, they seem to be able to locate all sorts of text messages to be able to recover them, do all sorts of backflips and bends of technology to be able to obtain data. And yet when they get a request for data of their own records, all of a sudden, number one, it gets deleted thereafter, but it doesn't seem that maybe it can be recovered. That's odd. Yeah. Well, the communication with then Vice President Mike Pence on January 6th would be something that we would like to have, and I'm sure the 1-6 committee as well. That day, then Vice President Mike Pence was at the Capitol to certify the results. When rioters entered the building, the Secret Service tried to whisk Pence away from the scene. Had Pence entered the vice presidential limo, he would have been taken to a secure location where he would have been unable to certify the presidential election results, plunging the US into uncharted waters. That's so incredibly interesting how Secret Service was trying to usher him in that direction. Now, Tony Arnado, that's a Secret Service agent with whom Trump made the unprecedented decision to appoint as the deputy White House chief of staff. Well, he was allegedly involved in an attempt to spirit away Pence on January 6th. Arnado remains in a leadership position at the agency in this time, which is very interesting. So this, per the Intercept article, Arnado informed Pence's national security advisor, Keith Kellogg, on January 6th that agents would relocate the VP to Joint Base Andrews in Maryland. You can't do that, Tony, Kellogg reportedly told Arnado. Leave him where he's at. He's got a job to do. I know you guys too well. You'll fly him to Alaska if you have a chance. Don't do it. Wow, that's right. So the head there of Secret Service was essentially looking for ways in which to maybe not allow Mike Pence to be there to certify the election? Interesting. So according to CNN, well, a DC policeman is also able to confirm Cassidy Hutchinson's story of Trump's arguments with Secret Service workers, something also that text messages would have helped prove in some way. So Casey Hutchinson said that she heard a secondhand account told to her by then White House Deputy Chief of Staff, Tony Arnado, that Trump was so enraged at his Secret Service detail for blocking him from going to the Capitol on the day of the insurrection that he reached up toward the front of the vehicle to grab the steering wheel and then used his free hand to lunge towards Secret Service lead agent Robert Engel. It seems there are so many pieces to this puzzle, and some of them are being hidden, interestingly enough, by those who are charged with protecting and serving our nation and our highest leaders. It almost seems like they may be involved or invested in some way in maybe advancing this coup attempt on our nation. That definitely seems to be what I'm picking up. Jeff, are you picking that up too?
The good old, we've investigated ourselves and found little to no wrongdoing trick, as if we've never seen that out of law enforcement or the government agencies before. If I may, going back to that article from the Intercept, I want to point out what Representative Jamie Raskin out of Maryland said. He called Pence's terse refusal, "I'm not getting in the car," the 6 most chilling words of this entire thing I've seen so far. What would have happened had he gotten in that car? And then subsequently, information, text messages, data would of course been deleted at that time. I don't want to think that far, but that's pretty frightening.
Yeah, absolutely frightening, particularly because, this thought that there is this internal effort beyond just the president and the president's men trying to orchestrate this coup and also putting individuals' lives in jeopardy as well as our democracy. And yet so many of those people remain employed with the government. They remain in positions where they're supposed to be protecting our current members of administrations. This is very, very terrifying. And I'm not shocked at all when it comes to members of the Secret Service possibly being involved with Donald Trump and helping orchestrate this coup, as we've all known for a long time. And what, as Ray just said, some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Let's be real here. We're not going to pretend that the agenda is no different simply because they are at a more elite level when it comes to law enforcement. When you look at Secret Service, still what, 80% white, the vast majority men, just like we have in most law enforcement agencies throughout the United States. You can't just tell me because you have certain security clearances that all of a sudden any interest you have in maintaining white male supremacy flies out the door. That's not the case at all. And I think that we need to definitely be honest about that when it comes to those in positions of power in our nation, especially when it comes to unearthing more details about who was behind this coup and who should be held responsible. Any final words, Jeff?
Democracy is at hand. The 22 midterms and the 2024 election, with Donald saying that he's made his decision, but he's not going to say it publicly right now. Everything's in the balance right now. Like, I can't stress that enough. I don't think any of us can. Like, it's for real, and we need to be paying attention, and there needs to be some accountability moving forward.
Absolutely, and we do definitely need to vote in these midterms and to vote in a way that moves us closer toward hopefully seizing back some of the democracy or semblance of democracy that we initially had and that we should continue to have moving forward. If we don't, otherwise, it's just going to continue to go down this path where we have individuals who are willing to participate in a coup and put our country on a devastating path. They're going to be in positions of power.